Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Guidewell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock coming to you live on location at the 2017 AHIP Institute and Expo. I'm delighted to bring back one of our favorite guests, Mr. Eric Grossman. Eric, welcome to the interview.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks for having me.
We've been able to talk to you for a couple years now, so I'm glad that we get to catch up again. So, Eric, your title, you are the President and CEO of NextHealth Technologies. So, Eric, we were talking before the camera started. You know, we can talk about your services, or we can make your services a little bit more real. Give us an idea of how you help a patient with what you do at NextHealth Technologies.
Good question. So if you first use an analogy, we all shop at Amazon.com, right? And you notice how it recommends people like you bought whatever for the Warnocks, right? Yeah. We borrow that same type of technology for healthcare, and it's actually quite complex what they recommend. They're looking at people like you bought, it was successful, and they follow you all around, and it actually generates more than half of their revenue, that add-on recommendation. So if you pivot to healthcare, for Florida Blue, we've partnered with Guidewell Connect to help your exchange members find more appropriate care settings instead of using the ER.
Okay.
So take a 64-year-old woman named Susan, whose husband is actually a retired physician. It turns out she's been using the ER about 6 times in the past 6 months for low acuity things like flu, spider bite, and Guidewell Connect reached out to Susan and got her on the phone. But before we got her on the phone, we knew she lives in a rural part of Florida. There's no urgent care near her, and we know she'd been going a lot. So we reach out to Susan, and this is a real member. We get her on the phone, and your CSR starts explaining that we offer this benefit for non-acute, non-severe interventions called a nurse advice line. She says, hold on a minute. I just want to communicate that my husband is a physician, retired, but he's a physician. So we're pretty familiar with the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Well, we obviously know she's been going to the ER at $1,800 a pop 6 times.
And no accounting for how much of her time she's been spending in those hospital settings, because they're not exactly, quickly, addressing her needs. So, yeah.
And it costs everyone more money, including her. So she instantly disclaimed the fact that she was aware of the healthcare system, and we knew she wasn't.
Right.
So we get her on the phone, we tell her about this amazing nurse advice line that we offer, and that we're going to send her a refrigerator magnet she can put on her refrigerator, and it ends up moving from my doctor, my husband's a physician, to, that's great, that's why I buy Florida Blue. I didn't know about this benefit, and that refrigerator magnet's as handy as a pocket square, she said. So that's a good example of how we understood and delivered a personalized message to someone we knew that was going a lot for healthcare in the wrong setting of the industry.
So it sounds to me, Eric, so NextHealth Technologies, you have predictive analytics capabilities, you work with your partners, and you're helping to really identify those individuals that are most in need of education and being better aware of their benefits to help both them and the health plan with that medical expense.
Exactly.
Right, okay, well, that's fantastic.
Great.
So, since we've spoken to you, I think we were last speaking with you, Eric, the end of last year. What's new in your relationship with Guidewell Connect? Anything new that we can watch coming down the pike?
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing for me is we're really good at analytics. Guidewell is really good at consumer engagement, and as we get really good at consumer engagement for Sarah, right, or Susan, the woman, it was actually low acuity situation. She'd been going for spider bites, but we're learning that in order to really get even more value out of the healthcare system, we need to intervene with the person going for diabetes that is completely preventable, but they're going to the ER, but it's harder to change their behavior. So in order to do that, Guidewell and NextHealth are sort of coming out with V2. V2 is better integration with the providers that GuideWell already partners with, and more expensive interventions.
Okay.
So we can use the retail center, we can do video through GuideWell Connect. So we're really excited about investing more in complex nudges and interventions that involve the physician, more complex channels like video and text. So those things are coming down the pipe, but I think we've been really impressed on the low acuity interventions with GuideWell Connect's ability to get a hold of the members at upwards of 45%, where the industry is around 25%.
Yeah.
So that's double the effectiveness of most other companies that you might see at this event.
So, I mean, again, I think the value of what you bring to the table and the relationship with GuideWell Connect is you're really personalizing that care. You know so much about the individual, and you're there to really help them get the most for their healthcare dollar, which, as we know, so much more of the burden is going to be on that consumer. So you're really making sure that they get the optimal level of care in a really comprehensive and personalized way, because you're saying now you're going to offer video outreach and text and everything. So it sounds like you're doing that multi-pronged approach.
Yeah,
that's an exciting development.
I would sort of put quotes around a word you use, get optimal care. That's probably the most unique aspect of our relationship. Is we actually scientifically determine if you did buy the product on Amazon or you did go to urgent care instead of the ER, and it's that ability that really differentiates us in the market, because we can prove attribution that our intervention did truly move the needle.
Absolutely, and that's so key for anybody who would be looking to you. You can put that ROI right in front of anything.
Yeah, it's not just about that you clicked on the next best product.
Right.
It's what Amazon cares about is, did you buy?
Yeah.
And in our world is, did you change your behavior? So it's not about gaps in care or click-throughs. It's about, did Sarah indeed use the lower cost care setting?
Perfect. All right.
We don't know yet. It's early on her.
Well, I think that little magnet that's better than a pocket square, I'm certain she's.
I thought that was a good comment.
That's
better than a pocket square.
Better than a pocket square. All right. Well, Eric, we love having you here at the GuideWell Insights Lounge, and we know that we're going to catch up with you again soon. So, listen, everyone, we're going to have another interview in just a minute. Please keep watching. This is Kate Warnock. We'll be back live in just a bit.